afternoon, everybody. It's your boy D Mac. So let's talk about it. Well, Brittney Griner is in a pretty good bit of trouble. If y'all have been following the story, she was stopped in the airport in Russia, and she had some CBD oils and some more oils that contain THC, which is illegal, and she's being charged with like a smuggling charge or something like that. And this is a very serious charge because if a lot of you didn't know, I'm gonna let you in on something. Those CBD cartridges and those THC cartridges that people be getting, those are considered controlled substances, and you get charged with a felony on each one of those cartridges. So it's not just a Russian law that is strict upon those types of things. America is also very strict, especially here in Texas, when it comes down to those THC cartridges and the dab pens and stuff like that. That is a felony controlled substance charge. So let's go ahead and start by laying that premise. And so now she's being held in Russia, and America has been brought to the attention of the higher ups because she is a high profile person. She is a WNBA star. She's also from the University of Baylor, right down the road from me, about 45 minutes. And so there's a whole lot of attention being put on this, especially here in Texas. And so, my question is, with her being a high profile person, and I'm sure her family is not going to just let this story get swept under the rug, and the amount of um, influence that she'll have from backing from the NBA players and stuff like that, as well as other WNBA stars, this is going to be something that could be used as a political pawn for either side. For Putin, because we see, if you're following the war, you'll see that Putin is receiving some backlash that is pretty much crippling his effort right now, and he's coming up on a do or die situation to where if he don't pull this off, then he is going to totally destroy the country of Russia. And so this is something that, although we don't see it as anything big, but this could definitely become a situation that he can exploit and use to get him out of some situations as a, a show of good faith, I guess you could call it. So is this something that Putin would do? I don't see any reason why he wouldn't, why it would be something that he's above doing. But then also you have to look on our side, because it's not like we're going to let an opportunity go that they can actually exploit and use to get the backing of the people for them to do whatever they want to do in future endeavors. And they can always say, hey, we got Brittney Griner out, or hey, how we looked out for that one female. And they're always, if they are able to go in and help that situation for Brittney Griner, it's always going to be that viewpoint that's going to shut down a lot of conversation whenever you start to speak about them and their mistreatment towards certain people. So I just wanted to point that out, that this could be a very big pawn for either side to use. Brittney Griner, she definitely should have used more wisdom in what she was doing, because a lot of people, oh, China did, I mean, not China, excuse me, Russia's just going to do whatever they want to do with this, and they're going to blow it all out of proportion and make it bigger than what it is. No, no, they're not. I mean, if, like I said, go look up the laws on those cartridges, and you'll see what certain states, what type of time comes with those cartridges when you get caught with those controlled substances. So she did put herself in a bad situation by making poor decisions. That's something she could have got here in the States. I don't know. There's a different level of potency over there, or if she just wanted to say that, hey, yeah, I got this from Russia to sound like, you doing some big things on an international level. I don't know what the cause was to make her think that it was a good idea to try to bring a controlled substance across from one country to another. That's a whole nother discussion that we need to have on the decisions that some of these people make, and then expect everybody else to come together to get them out of it. You can't turn this into an international incident whenever you made a poor judgment call. That's just what that was. Same thing, and I'll refer back a little bit. This type of situation, kind of this type of situation, not to this level of severity, but this is what brought the LeVar Ball into the spotlight from the situation that happened in China with Leangelo, which I feel like he's still paying for now, but that's just my personal opinion. But this type of situation brought a LeVar Ball to the light because he had it out with Donald Trump, because Trump claimed that he went helps. He had some influence with Xi Jinping, and this helped to get Leangelo out of the situation that he was in. That's what Donald Trump said. Let's think about that for a second. Okay, the second is up. Now, whenever we have these types of situations, and I recall Dave Chappelle said back in the day that black people are bad bargaining chips, and Brittney Griner is definitely black. Um, she's mixed, I guess you could say, or whatever, but she definitely identifies with our culture, and so how much of a bargaining chip is that really going to be? Yeah, she has the notoriety for being in the WNBA, and she's gonna have some I imagine some big people to speak on her behalf, but they can't negate the fact of the decision that she made. And I'm gonna also say this, that Brittney, she's done some great things on the court, and she also has some things off the court that has gotten our attention as well. So if you look back, you'll remember Brittney had this spat with her partner, and it got pretty ugly, it got pretty personal, and it was put on the internet. And so that was a light that was shed upon her that wasn't favorable. And I'm pretty sure that this is something that'll be used in court over there, or whatever the case may be. So you have to be careful of what you're doing and what type of image you put out there for yourself, because you're going to have to stand on that whenever these situations come up. And sometimes that can work in your favor, and sometimes that can work against you. Now, so I don't know what type of attorney she have or who she talking to, but they definitely have a giant hill to climb. And as long as this war is going on between Ukraine and Russia, and we're sending aid to Ukraine, and we're putting these sanctions and tightening down all of these grips on Russia, whenever a wounded animal is backed into a corner, they're gonna lash out any way they can. And this is something that can be used. That's all I'm saying. So prayers out to Brittney Griner and everything that she's going through. Keep your head up, and continue to work to get this resolved, and then continue to grow as a person to make better decisions in your life, so that you don't end up in these types of situations. Because now this can become an international incident, when it's really you just making a poor decision as an individual person. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this thing, man, and I hope that everything gets resolved peacefully. But who's to tell? Salute to everybody out there, man. Salute to all the people who are gonna support Brittney Griner. I'm definitely gonna support her. Like I said, she came from Baylor, right down the road in Waco, so that's hometown basically. Gotta support her, and yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. This is your boy D Mac. You know what I say? Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.